やれやれ。てめえ正真正銘の史上最低な男だぜ。てめえのつけば金では払えねえぜ。
Good morning, JoJo fans. This is a video about JoJo. Yes, there will be spoilers, mostly for parts 1 through 5. Maybe a little bit of 7, but nothing too major because I haven't read 7 yet. Now that that's out of the way, I can begin because you've already seen the title. This will be my top 10 stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Whoa. Again, this will be 3 to 5. There's no stands in part 1 and 2, but maybe I'll mention something. I don't know. I haven't scripted this very much. I've got notes, which if you see me looking over there, 1, I should have edited it out, which I clearly didn't, if you can see it. Number 2, that's what I'm doing. I'm just reading notes. Another thing, this will be based off of how much I personally like the stand. That doesn't mean how powerful they are or how well they're implemented. This is pretty much entirely opinion based. Starting this list off pretty strong, arguably one of the strongest stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, with Rohan Kishibei's Heaven's Door. Heaven's Door! Katana. Just from Rohan's first arc in Diamond is Unbreakable, I can tell that this is a pretty awesome stand. Its whole ability is incredibly unique and honestly kind of broken. The whole arc is definitely one of my favourites, and they definitely gave Koichi a big moment to shine. I guess Hazamada was there too, but who cares about him? Echoes isn't on the list, but I do like the stand, and it was kind of the first one. Was it kind of? I think it was actually the first one to introduce the whole act system with, Act 1. Act 1 is my favourite, by the way. I like it the most. It's cool. Although the, okay, master, let's kill the whole bee. I like that. That's good. Let's be honest here. If Heaven's Door had any other user, they would probably take over the world, and they could do it easily. But Rohan doesn't, because he doesn't care. All he wants to do is write manga. I respect that. This combined with the entire Rohan OVA Netflix series, and you got yourself a top quality stand. Number 9. Gold Experience. Not Gold Experience Requiem, solely because I don't like the eyes. Although that is without a doubt the strongest stand in JoJo. I'm actually struggling to think of characters outside of JoJo that would still be able to beat him. Because, if anything happened to him, it'd just be reset back to point 0, and then what's going to happen then? Either way, Gold Experience on its own is by no means a bad stand. Though it lacks the physical strength of stands like Star Platinum and Strength, it makes up for that with its crazy abilities. The whole life-giving thing is really unique, and Jono has proven how useful it could be. Plus its design is one of my favourites. The gold and purple work so well together, and I can honestly say that its stand cry, being Muda, is one of the best decisions Araki ever made. Without a doubt, my favourite Gold Experience moment is the Chocolata beatdown, which was, everything about the entire fight was perfect, let's be honest here. Number 8 is gonna have to be Part 4's own
Killer Queen 第3の爆弾バイツァーダストヘブンズドアすでに岸辺露伴キラークイーンはお前の瞳の中に入っている
Yoshikage Kira is one of my favourite villains in any media. His motives are so interesting to me, and the ability to completely destroy any evidence of his crimes is definitely one of my favourite stand abilities. And when he's pierced with the stand arrow again, my opinions of DRU shot up like Whole Horse's bullet. I don't know, I didn't plan that. To be frankly honest with you, up until Shigechi's death... Chill guys, I said there'd be spoilers, didn't I? I was kind of getting slightly bored of Part 4. Don't crucify me, please. Although if I did, I definitely want to end up like the Holy Corpse from Part 7. And Part 8, I think it's in Part 8. I haven't read Part 8. I know nothing about Part 8, apart from Joshu someone, and Josuke Higashikata, and then Kira and Joshu kind of just went, and then Josuke was like, soft and wet. I was like, oh, a bit much, isn't it? Either way, the slice of life style didn't really sit well with me for too long. I mean, it's kind of like a sitcom, but a bad anime sitcom. But still, once Kira was introduced, like, properly, aside from a few odd scenes of a hand. Not Zahando, although Zahando isn't on this list. It's alright. Don't dislike it. Genuinely, Kira made DIU one of my favourites. Setting a theme for every JoJo's big bad stand to have some kind of relevance to time was a very bold move on Araki's hand. Actively limiting writing by setting out a self-imposed trend is difficult, but I suppose people always say that limitations help creativity, so I guess there we go. We wouldn't have got Bites of Dust if he didn't, so it gave us a great opportunity to see things from Hayato's perspective and watch him actually kill the main protagonist. I genuinely thought Rohan was gone for good, and my relief when he wasn't was immense. Plus, explosions are cool. That's why I like Boku no Rhythm as well. Number 7. Noriaki Kakyoin's Hierophant Green. Listen, I love incidental character Speedwagon as much as the next guy, but I will forever stand by my opinion, yes that was a pun, that Kakyoin is the best JoBro. Cherry Donut was the saddest moment in part 3, and it was Hierophant Green that gave Joseph the message about Dio Stand, effectively saving everyone from Dio. Plus, Emerald Splash is a really cool ability. I'm a big fan. Lots of people point out that Kakyoin's stand ability completely changed after the Flesh Bud was removed, but really it was just Kakyoin's character losing the sociopathic nature he was first presented with. That's why he never possesses anybody again. And the whole voodoo painting was really just us seeing the world from a non-stand user's point of view. This is meant to be a positive video, but I can't help but defend my boy Kakyoin and his darn right awesome stand. Number 6 is Tusk Act 1. I haven't read far enough into Steel Ball Run to see the later acts of Tusk, but I'm fairly sure that Act 1 will always remain my favourite. First of all, its connection to the spin is cool, and I can't wait to see more of it. Secondly, the whole fingernail shooting thing and toenail shooting thing, this is pretty cool. I'm not a fan of toenails. In the future, I do intend to have an operation to get my toenails out of here, because they are a waste of time, a waste of space. I don't like them. So, you know, Johnny shooting them, I'm a big fan of that. That being said, it is still a pretty bizarre ability, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? Thirdly, Tusk Act 1 is cute as heck. Look at it. Look at this whole scene. For the plebs out there who don't speak Latin, this means move the leg. And this combined with Tusk's pose, it just makes for a really great stand. Also, Johnny is quickly becoming my favourite Joestar. He's great. Number 5. Yet another DIU stand. It's Josuke Higashikata's Crazy Diamond. Part 4 was really the first part of JoJo where they had a designated healer for the group. If you ignore Hamon, which is used to heal, a lot of people point out, it was just Stardust Crusaders that didn't make sense with people healing. Alright? Hamon could heal people. People forget that. Just using Crazy Diamond to heal people would have been enough, but Araki went above and beyond, showing so many creative uses for the ability. Creating projectiles out of hardened blood, trapping Highway Star in a car, and restoring Kira's hand as a way to find him. Thinking about it now, that might have been soft foreshadowing for Kira's hand fetish. Oh god! Speaking of Kira, Araki has spoken before about wanting to create a duality between hero and villain. In Diamond is Unbreakable, Kira was the destroyer and Josuke was the restorer. They were polar opposites in more than just personality, it seems. Number 4. It's pretty common knowledge now that Star Platinum was the first stand that Araki ever created. And because of that, I think it encapsulates what a stand is perfectly. A spiritual representation of the soul. Jotaro had inherited Jonathan's fighting spirit, which is why Star Platinum bears a strong resemblance to Jonathan. It also looks to be based off of sheer muscle. Quite the large character trope from Stardust Crusaders. Although Stopping Time, on the other hand, doesn't really seem to have any surface level reason for existing, other than Araki wanting to create the duality again between Jotaro and Dio. But I think there's more to it than that. Perhaps Araki wanted to show us that Jotaro loves his mum, and wanted to stay with her forever. But hey, that's just a theory. A JoJo theory!
おろおろおろおろおろ
Number 3. I think this... No, Gold Experience was that. Number 3 is another Part 5 stand being King Crimson. Personally, I'm a big fan of Fate within JoJo. Tarot cards were based off of it, and who doesn't love tarot cards? I believe that King Crimson is in a similar position to Killer Queen. I think that Diavolo was hit by the arrow twice. The first time he gained King Crimson, the second time he gained Epitaph. The two go hand in hand. Epitaph seeing the fated future and King Crimson being able to skip ahead if the future isn't desirable. It's almost like Araki planned it. Keeping with the Part 5 semi-trend, it's not really a trend, it's happened once, it's Black Sabbath! Asked me a few weeks ago and I probably would have said that it was a fairly average stand, but recently I've learned way more about the parallels between the band Black Sabbath and the stand. For example, the outfit it wears being based off of heavy metal rock outfits, and Polpo's weird finger chewing being a reference to Tony Iommi losing the tips of his fingers, leading to the development of what we now know as heavy metal. Plus, the whole idea of it fusing with the stand arrow was pretty cool. And I've always been a fan of automatic stands anyway. Flashback to Sheer Heart Attack, that's a cool stand. Now before we do number 1, this is just going to be some honourable mentions. I'm not going to talk in detail about any of these, I'm just going to list them. Sex Pistols, Metallica, Scary Monsters, Geb, Hermit Purple, Silver Chariot and Chariot's Requiem, Pearl Jam, White Album, Cream, Emperor, Anubis, Justice, Mandem and Purple Haze are all pretty decent stands. I'm a big fan of all of them. Out of that list, I'd say Mandem is probably the closest to the top, but I'm a big fan of White Album being the whole thing. I think it was the first suit stand, wasn't it, or was Oasis first? I'm pretty sure White Album was first, but I like it. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. My favourite JoJo stand is... I know, I was considering doing a joke where I was going to say and my number 1 favourite stand is and then have Dio stop time, but that doesn't work because my favourite stand is the world. So, what am I to do? Yes, my man did Cherry Donut, but I mean look at it, it's the world. In terms of design, I wasn't much of a fan of it at first, but stopping time is always a concept that I love. I won't pretend to understand the meaning behind the design of Dio's stand, but it's definitely grown on me a lot. I don't know why he's got the weird... It looks like a life jacket. As Dio himself said, his stand has the power to rule over the world. That was the whole purpose of the tarot card it was named after. Araki has said that if Dio properly won against Jotaro, the world would have become the world's most powerful stand, which I'm not sure is true, considering Gold Experience Requiem. But hey, I'll let it slide. Dio is still my favourite JoJo villain. He represents over a century's worth of battles. He serves as a bridge between the Hamon era to the stand era, and Diego is cool in Part 7 as well. So of course the world will be my favourite stand. The whole Dio's world arc was one of the best arcs in Stardust, and the fight was definitely one of the most tense in all of JoJo. Hell, in all of anime. I've not seen very much anime. In all of fiction, I love it, it's great. How did Jotaro know to put magazines in? Shut up, enjoy it. Dio killed off 2 Crusaders in a matter of minutes. He didn't even give it a second thought.
Jonathanの孫ジョセフ、これで貴様は死んだ。1秒前。0.
Dio is a true mad lad, as the meme suggests. And you can't let some strange green lipstick take away from what is probably the coolest fight in sci-fi. Well, there we go. That was my top 10 favourite stands in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, plus some honourable mentions in there as well. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't own any JoJo merch. If I did, I would hold it. Instead I've got a Mandalorian t-shirt and a school tie. Alright then, well thanks for watching this video. I don't know if this is going to be my one and only JoJo video, but you know, it's fine, right? If you want some more videos, I recommend that video there. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with this. Also, if you didn't get the right, this is supposed to be Caesar, or also Joseph, before Wham eats it. Just ignore that.